Today I'll be presenting some work which I have done during my summer internship at White Crow, which is a custom type foundry and design studio based out of Mumbai. I studied Odia in school, but I started exploring it only during the sixth semester of NID when I took up Odia type design as my classroom project. During my internship, I tried my hand at doing Odia calligraphy, and I have compiled my exploration in form of a calligraphic instruction manual, which I will be eventually showing you. Traditionally, the Odia script was written on tari or palm leaves. The letters were incised on palm leaves with a metal stylus. After inscribing or incising, the leaves were smeared with a carbon-based ink and then cleaned and smoothened with sand, leaving the ink incised letter so as to make them clearly visible. These palm leaves have a tendency to tear when many straight lines are inscribed. So this resulted in Odia script having a circular visual appearance. And because a pointed stylus was used, obviously the letter forms were monolinear. So initially when I used to practice Odia, my friends would question me, am I trying to draw Gandhiji? So what we have attempted to do is to try a calligraphic or modulated approach for Odia script. Apart from S.K. Mohanty's calligraphy from Aksharyog catalog, there was no other reference that was available, nor there was any manual that I could refer to. So the question was, where do I start from? We started with a search for Odia script samples, right from handwriting primer books, interviewing and recording school teachers to understand the writing mannerism, collecting palm leaves manuscripts and samples from letterpress printing, and looking at existing typefaces, books, covers, and collecting hand-painted lettering. The data was collected through photo documentation, interviews, and visit to the National Archive and Odisha State Museum. The research involved finding information about the history of the script and anatomy of letter forms and finding relevant examples for reference to be incorporated while designing the calligraphic manual. Next, I learned both Latin and Devanagari calligraphy to understand how a tool affects the structure and joineries of letter form, and to get used to writing with both the angles. So, since there was no calligraphic tradition for Odia or an existing document that we could refer to, we tried both the angles, the left-canted one like Latin and the right-canted one like Devanagari. So to make a call on which tool do we take, we did a form-wise grouping based on monolinear structure, and we found that there are similar structural similarities from which we derived root letters that we would incorporate all the different features and joineries and shapes in Odia. We wrote these root letters in both the pen angles and compared the positive and negative points to figure out which angle should be taken forward. So as you would see in this slide, the first letter form is drawn using the right-canted pen angle and the second with the left-canted one. A lot of letters have joineries at the base, which looks less complex when a left-canted pen is used. So if you would notice in the first letter form, the joinery highlighted in blue looks better with the right-canted angle. As you see in the current slide, the first letter form, the orange circle highlights a stress in the stroke which was not there in the second letter form. Even the joinery highlighted in red is more resolved in the second letter form compared to the first one. So if you pay attention to the green circle in the first letter form, the end stroke needs to be curved to give a weight to it. But in case of the second letter form, the stroke has a balanced weight compared to the rest of the part of the letter form. This is the 5 numeral of the Odia script. If you see with the first letter form, the middle diagonal line, and it becomes really difficult to modulate it to give a weight to it. So we choose the left-canted angle since it worked better for most of the characters. Please note that here we are not trying to say which angle is right and the other is wrong. We have just taken the angle which we think is more suitable. The next step was to determine the excite for the letter form. Since it was just not a self-exploration and we wanted to make an instruction manual out of these letter forms, setting the basic parameters were very important. As you can see here, the structural complexities of the letter Odia character varies from a very simple letter form to a very complex letter form. And Odia conjuncts are just another story. Odia has a lot of complex conjuncts and it is difficult to accommodate them in a shorter x height, especially with the additional weight on the curves. We did a trial with conjuncts at different x height before deciding on a suitable x height. So the guidelines were set to the letter form height, which was 9 nib widths marked in yellow color, and 3 nib widths above and below the letter form was set to accommodate matras, which are marked in blue. After the x height were set, we tried multiple options and minor variation for every character. It was an iterative to and fro process of writing a letter form, making minute adjustments to it, and then building on the previous forms until the form was visually satisfying. The counter spacing in the letter forms are also very important. Both the positive and negative spaces should be in harmony. All the individual letter forms should visually resemble the same family, and no form should look too expanded or condensed. As you would see in the current letter form, the first letter form is way too wide, which was reduced, and as you would see in the part highlighted in yellow, was also resolved so that the bottom part doesn't look that heavier as that of the upper part. The problem with Odia letter form is that the bottom part of most of the letter form is complex than the upper part of the letter form. So in the first letter form, the letter structure division was half and half. The complex part of the letter form in the bottom half and the rest in the upper part. The bottom part was visually more eye-catching, and there was a less of eye movement throughout the letter form. So the ratio was brought down to the 4:5 ratio. The bottom part would be 4 nib widths and the upper part would be 5 nib width. Different with the letter forms, different placements of the end stroke was also tried out, which are marked in the yellow color, so that it doesn't interfere with the matra or the conjuncts. Similarly, the 4:5 ratio was kept in the other letter forms. Since Odia consists a lot of circles and curves, those were also altered depending upon the letter form structure. So as you would see in the first letter form, the circle is bigger than that of the other letter form. And in the second letter form, you would see, since we have to place two circles, we thought we made the decision of squeezing the circles horizontally. So resolving the first letter was an actual pain. If you notice the yellow highlighted part, if you study the simple letter form, so there is no weight added to the end of the diagonal line. So we thought of adding a weight at the end of the diagonal line as an ornamentation element to balance the whole letter form. Since Odia was written with a thin metal stylus, they were able to make really tiny and complex characters. But my situation here was different. In certain cases, it is impossible to use the same tool to draw an entire conjunct. Finally, we decided to change the size of the tools to write the smaller characters. With Odia numerals, which are very simple compared to the letter forms, we have drawn them slightly shorter in x height so that they don't stand out. Once we tried all the finalized characters, the next task was to compile the information into a calligraphic manual. We had the following questions in mind. What is the objective of designing this calligraphic manual? For whom exactly are we designing this calligraphic manual? In an attempt to answer the question, it was emphasized that the core idea behind the manual would be for it to serve as a supplement for those who are well versed with the Odia script and aiding them writing it in a calligraphic style. It could also be referred for type designers wanting to design modulated fonts. But a manual would also mean that it would have step-by-step instructions so that could be followed, and it would be easier to learn, write, and replicate in successful attempts. So for a beginner to get accustomed to the writing with a broad edge pen, practicing basic strokes can be very helpful, and it makes it easier and comfortable to write the letter form. So based on the form-wise grouping, the basic strokes for Odia were figured out. So another thing which I earlier talked about was about giving step-by-step instruction for every letter. When I was doing iteration for every letters, I noted down a convenient approach for drawing every letter. So this is how my final compilation looked. And considering the lack of structured information and reliable sources of learning Odia script writing, I hope this proposed instruction manual for calligraphy would be a small start towards a standardized approach for Odia calligraphy writing, and would serve as a resource for calligraphic enthusiasts, type designers, and people related to this field. This paper also highlights the nuisance of calligraphy and methodology adopted to develop a calligraphic style of a script, which can be adopted or referred to further development in terms of design for Odia, as well as other Indian scripts. So there were a lot of questions which rose during the project. Some of them got answered and some of them didn't. I still have doubts about the placements of matras and formation of the conjuncts, and the collection of resources still continues. So last winter break, I visited Odisha and I met a lettering artist named Manas Kumar Behra and got a chance to video document his demonstration of basic vowels. I'd show you a video clip about his demonstration. So this one is the way I write, I devise the way we write Odia calligraphy. So drawing the bottom part first and then drawing the upper part to complete the letter form. I was just amazed by the way he was gauzing proportions and drawing letter forms. And if you would see the first letter form which he drew the top left part first and he drew the bottom part to gauze the proportions. So after looking at this way of writing, I was actually thinking of revising the step-by-step instructions for drawing the letter forms. So my search and collection of resources still continues, and I would like to conclude this presentation by asking for assistance that you may be able to provide in progress of this work. Thank you.